Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we'll be talking about books to movies slash TV series adaptations that I loved. And just so you know, there are many other adaptations more famous like Twilight series, The Hunger Games, Harry Potter and all of those that I really love, but I just thought of not mentioning in this video and mentioning other adaptations that aren't that known, but I still love the same. Okay. So the first book to TV series adaptation is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Part of this is about a witch, Diana Bishop, who is also a historian, who is in a kind of a denial about her powers, and then she comes across this manuscript, Ashmole 72, which has been searched from all the creatures of the world for like centuries, and she doesn't really know the power that comes with it. And then she is immediately followed by this cool guy over here, this vampire, Matt Claremont, and they live many adventures in the underworld. This was released in 2018 and was really one of my favorite series at the time, and I think the second series is about to be released, on January of 2021. So we will have a second series soonish, like finally, because I have been waiting for ages for this to come out. So yeah. And next is a book to movie adaptation, and that is Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. So the short story of this is like this dystopic future where all the cities are like made out of machines, as you can see in the cover. So we follow the story of the main character, which is his name, I think it's Thomas Worthy. I'm not sure. Anyway, so the movie of this was released in 2018, and I had went to the cinema with my BFF to watch this, and it was also the first 3D movie that I watched, so I was super hyped to see it, and I really loved it. But guess what? It flopped. So I actually found this out a couple of days ago. I was in a kind of denial about this. I don't want to say that it flopped because like the first movie ended with a hug, and I was expecting more. And I also want to see how the movies would proceed, because like I had bought on the first book because I don't want to spoil the other movies, so I would have bought the other books as soon as the movies were released, but the movies will never be released, I guess, so I have to, I don't know, like read the books so I can at least know how they will end, even though like the first movie ended so much differently than the first book. Book to series adaptation is Poldark by Winston Graham. So this is the first book, and Poldark, the short story Poldark, is of Ross Poldark, who comes from the American War and finds nothing at his homeland. Like his home doesn't exist anymore, it's mortgaged, and like no inheritance, no home, no father who has died in the past years, no fiance who is engaged with his cousin, and so he has nothing to look forward to, nothing to keep in this Cornwall that doesn't hold any other meaning for him. But then he meets Demelza, a girl who at first becomes his servant, but then a lot of things change and a lot of things happen, and finally Ross finds a kind of light in the tunnel and things start to get better for him. So the story of this series, like it was released in 2015 and it ended 2019, last year, and up to the 4th season I really loved it. I didn't really like the 5th season just because it was loosely based on the books and kind of disappointed me, but I so loved the other in general, the series, and I was so obsessed with it. I mean, it was such a huge part of my life because like my mother suggested seeing this because she had been watching another adaptation when she was little, when she was like 11 years old, and she's obsessed as well, so I think it's in our blood. At least in my and mom's, because like my other sisters don't really like it. Anyway, or at least one of them hates it. So yeah, the main lead is played by Aidan Turner, and Demelza is played by Eleanor Tomlinson, and look how handsome he is. Like, look. It's so good. So movie adaptation is The Midnight Sun by Trish Cook. So the story of this book is about Katie Price, a girl who has this illness that doesn't let her go into the sun. She's a vampire. No, she's not a vampire. She just has this illness that if she's exposed to the rays of sun, she will die. So she has learned to live at night time, and she goes like in the stations to play her guitar only at night, and when it's daylight she just sits from her window and spies this little cute guy over here who is played by Patrick Schwarzenegger and who should play MAXON in the Selection movie on Netflix. So I'll just repeat that. I'll just let that out here. And in case you want, I've also made a Dreamcast for the Selection, and I'll leave the link below if you want to see it. So yeah, having said that, the movie was released in 2017 and was played by Bella Thorne. The main leads were Bella Thorne and Patrick Schwarzenegger. And so I really loved the movie, and fun fact, I loved the movie more than the book. But anyway, this movie, like, when I finished the movie, I had puffy eyes, I had swollen lips, my skin was all splotchy and red from tears, so it made me cry my eyes out. But it was so good, and I really loved it, and you should see it too. You should see it too. The book was as well good, but as I said in another video, I think it had more potential than it actually spoke to me. And final book to movie adaptation is The Mortal Instruments City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. So this is practically the first book in the series of The Mortal Instruments, and these are also the main leads and are also the actors from the movie. Lily Collins as Clary and Jamie Campbell-Bower as Jace. See, the main story of this series is about Clary, a normal girl, whatever, whose mother is suddenly lost, and while she's searching her, she's thrust in the world of shadow hunters, and she has magnetic Jace all around her, and they, you know it better than me, they fall in love. She is thrust in this world where she finds out things about herself and about the world that she would never have imagined. So the movie was released in 2013 and it was so good, and my sister had seen it, had watched it at the cinema, and when she returned she was like, oh my god, I saw this great movie and I love it and I want to be a shadow hunter. And so when I saw it I became obsessed too, and more so when I read the books. So and I wanted so much to see what happened in the other movies because the books are so great. I want to see the movies, so how they would make it in a movie. But it flopped again. You may think that I have bad taste and that like I like bad movies that always flop, but it's not that. Nah, I like great movies. It's just that the producers don't know what's happening and they just throw it all. I just want to be a producer so that I can make the movies that have wrongly flopped. But yeah, so I would sponsor them, but I won't waste my time with people that don't know how to do their jobs. So this was a video. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you like these movies, if you want to see other videos like this, because I'd love to talk about other adaptations which I love because I have so many. Yeah, let me know those things in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!